Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. So we're having some technical difficulties before we get started here. Twitch. My Twitch account decided to take a big, and that's why you don't see video over here right now, because it decided not to work. So tonight we're just gonna chit chat, shoot the breeze, and kind of chill. If anybody wants to join us, hence Mr. OLE over there, and talk some media, some gaming, some movies. Shit, I'll even talk about comic books at this point. That would be greatly appreciated.
Yes. Welcome. I'm going to assume that is our good friend Bobby Munson from our local establishment, who you will see at the top of the hour with hashtag RRR Ring Respect Radio.
Great show. I love the information those two guys give out. I love the authenticity, shall we say, of that show, because they do their research. They actually don't BS. Sorry about the camera moving. They don't give you garbage information. It's like they've done their research.
Yes.
Now, do I catch the show every Thursday? I can't, because sometimes we get a little caught up in our game. So I like to, send people over there and be like, okay, I'm just gonna play my game now.
Yeah.
So to give a little information on what's going on, aside from Twitch giving us the great cojones, we downloaded Gears 2. Can't play that together because apparently the servers are closed down now.
Yes.
So we're like, okay, whatever. It's only Gear 2. Put that aside.
Right.
Went and downloaded Gears 3. Same issue. So instead of deleting and downloading, download, we just said, you know what? This week, let's play this new game, Wild Hearts. It's kind of an Asian inspired. You're a samurai trying to save and hunt and do this, that, and the other. Graphics are killer on this game. I wish I could show you.
The graphics are amazing. When it was first announced and it was coming out, it was compared to Monster Hunter, which I get that vibe from it. I was never a huge Monster Hunter fan.
Never played the game. Watched videos, but never played it.
I tried it very, very briefly. Couldn't get into it. I've made it further in this game already in playing it for 2 nights than I did in Monster Hunter.
Nice.
Now, let's be fair. Yes, we've ran into the issues with Gears 2 and Gears 3. I did download Gears 4 again to this console, but with Twitch being what it's being tonight, we'll just leave it as a shoot the breeze kind of night.
Yeah, we're just going to have a laid back talk about things that interest us and our viewers. Hopefully you guys come and interact with us. Give us some topics, some things that interest you. I don't care what
Yes.
it is.
Right.
Cars, as long as it's not about women, I'll leave that. That religion
And politics.
and politics we don't talk about in here unless I'm having a day where I'm just like, you know what, I don't care, I'm doing it.
Right.
Which happened once in my 3-4 years doing podcasting. So
Right.
but yes, Bobby, you're more than welcome if anybody else is free and wants to come in and join us. There's plenty of room over here to put your picture.
Yep. Well, let's say, speaking of Gears of War, I mean, I know I brought
Yes.
it up probably a month or so ago, because I had seen a friend post something about a Gears 2 remaster coming,
Yes.
which was why we're able to play Gears 1, was because we were playing the Ultimate Collection, the newest,
Yes.
the remastered version. So hopefully that is true. I shared with you earlier in the week stuff about a Netflix series in terms of
Yes.
Gears of War coming. Again, no
Yeah.
confirmation on this for if and when or who's going to be in it. We know that Dave Bautista wants the lead. He wants the role of Marcus Phoenix.
He does. He's obsessed with that, bro. Like he's been saying that since as long as I can remember, to be honest.
Right?
Yeah. Which I seen you jump out. That's um but if he gets it, who better to get that role than somebody that's passionate about being in that role?
Right?
I mean, you can't get any better than that. I do know that you showed me this week two other um things about a movie that came out when, geez, we were just kids when this first
Yes.
one came out.
Yes. And it's actually now a Christmas. This is my Christmas tradition. Although I
Okay.
got into the debate the other day about, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, if you get in that with um, what's his name? The guy that played in those movies. I can't remember his name now.
Bruce Willis?
Yes, he will tell you flat out it is not an effing Christmas movie, is what he's actually said.
Wow.
Word for word.
But my Christmas tradition now is, instead of watching Die Hard, it's to watch this movie, and that is The Terminator.
Yes.
And yes, believe it or not, I have a VCR still in my bedroom, and I have The Terminator on VHS.
That's old school right there, bro.
But yes, I watched this, and we have received word that there will be T7 coming, starring Arnold and one John Cena.
Yes. Now, you gave me the, oh my God, John Cena for real. For real. Because I'm assuming you're kind of sick of John Cena being in movies.
You know what? No, I'm not.
No? Okay. Okay.
I actually don't mind him compared to a guy like Dwayne.
See, I don't mind Dwayne Johnson in certain movies.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, certain ones are just like, really, dude, how did you pay to get this role? Really? Because it's not you. In other movies or TV shows that I've seen him in, sorry, I'm kind of chewing on my mic. Other movies are like the Fast and Furious. He did good in that. And there was a couple other movies he was in that he did. I was like, okay, I can see that big dude being that character. Okay.
Right.
But that big dude being a nerd, no.
Right.
No, just no. But as far as John Cena, he's in a couple movies that weren't that bad.
Right.
He is in the Fast movies now.
Yes.
As brother to Dom.
Yes.
He played that role perfectly, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm going to be honest, because I gave up on the Fast and Furious franchise after the fourth movie.
Did you? Okay.
I did not like the first one.
Okay.
I liked the second one.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay.
Yep. Did not see Tokyo Drift.
You need to. It's actually really good.
And then I watched the fourth one, which brought the original cast back together. And for me, that was the best of the four.
Okay. So I would recommend to you to see Tokyo Drift because none of the original cast are in it until the very last scene,
Right.
which is nice.
Right.
But the new one that's coming out, Fast 10, has all the original, like even the guys from Tokyo Drift are in this one,
Right.
which is minty. It's awesome.
Now, I mean, Fast 10, we know that part 1 of 3 came out last summer.
I thought it was part 1 of 2.
No, it's part 1 of 3.
Okay.
This is a trilogy.
I misread it. My bad.
And part of that was being a wrestling fan. And that's probably a big part of the reason why I'm not a fan of Dwayne, because, I mean, I stand by the fact that, you know, I was there when Hulk Hogan passed him the torch in wrestling.
Yes.
And 4 years later, he took his ball and went crying to Hollywood.
Yeah, that was kind of a hard pill to swallow, per se. Because I wasn't necessarily a Rock fan, but I
Right.
respected what the dude was doing for wrestling at that point in time.
Right.
Because he elevated between him and Triple H and Stone Cold and Mick Foley, all those guys that were huge when we were growing up were really
Right.
elevating the sport. And then all of a sudden, where'd they go?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And that's where I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna say this because that's where I'm gonna give a guy like a John Cena credit, because you look at all of the guys pre-Dwayne that went and made movies, and they were gone for, you know, a month or two, but they always came back and they didn't try to make that transition. And I'm talking about guys like Hogan, Savage, Ventura, Piper.
I was going to say, you better not forget our boy Piper.
You know, they went and they did those, like the TV shows. Even Steve Austin did Nash Bridges with Don Johnson and Cheech Marin.
Yes, I forgot about that, dude. Holy.
Goldberg did, even though he was, you know, back as a part-timer, did NCIS LA.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So I look at those guys, and that's where I'm going to give Cena the credit. Yes, he transitioned away to Hollywood, but he transitioned. He didn't just say, "I'm done and I'm out."
But it wasn't even that. Yeah, he didn't just jump into it and that was it. He literally was like, "Hey Vince, what can we do? I want to kind of do this kind of movie." Okay, well, let's go do it. Here's the script. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
and he started with The Marine.
Perfect movie too,
which came from WWE Studios.
Yes.
So, you know, they sort of started advancing that. And that's where I'm bitter, and I'm going to be the first to admit it. I'm bitter to Dwayne.
Okay. No, hey, it's your feelings. You're allowed to have it, right?
Yep. For doing it the way he did. I know Batista did the same thing, but Batista just wasn't happy in the wrestling industry.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of issues behind Batista and wrestling at that point in time, which we'll never know the true story. We'll never know exactly the details of what was going on at that point with him.
Right.
Did he need out? Yeah, he needed to get out to not only like keep his sanity and his health, and mentally he had to leave.
Yeah.
Do I blame him? No, I can't, because I've been in a job where it was just mentally bringing me down.
Yep.
And I had to leave.
Yep.
So it's no different than a guy that works at a steel plant or the guy that wrestles. You're doing a job. If you're not happy, quit doing the job.
Right.
But back to the Christmas tradition of one OMD, I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that in 2025 we're getting another movie. Or is it a TV show?
I cannot remember. I have actually heard and got a little more information, but we are, I'm not sure if it's next year as well with T7, or if it's 2025, but we are getting Henry Cavill and Margot Robbie
Yes.
rebooting the Terminator. So they're
But
going to go back and redo Terminator 1.
okay. Time out for a second. Redoing a classic Terminator movie with new people, obviously, because
Yep.
Sarah O'Connor, the original, is way too old to be doing a reboot.
Yes.
But do you think they would give her a cameo?
Absolutely.
If they don't, I'd be a little upset, to be
Right.
honest.
I would honestly be upset if Arnold didn't get a cameo in it either.
You know what? I was just gonna say, what about Arno? Like you got to have him at least walking in the background.
Yes, and apparently there is also an animated series for Terminator coming.
Whoa, whoa, how cool would that be?
Right? Now, I didn't get to see much of the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show.
Neither did I, really, to be quite honest.
Um, and I think it was, we hit that point where it's like they need to stop doing Terminator movies yet. Who are the first ones to go and see them when they come out?
Guys like you and I.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, dude, I'm so sick and tired of them making. It's like Fast and Furious.
Yep.
For this guy. Oh, I'm so sick of this stupid. Why do they keep it's dead done? They should have just quit when Paul died. They should have just stopped. Blah blah. And then who's the first person in line getting tickets? Me.
Yeah.
Now have they mentioned who's gonna play the Terminator?
For the reboot, it would be Henry Cavill.
Who's Henry Cavill? Just asking. Don't know.
He plays The Witcher in the Netflix TV series.
Okay.
Geralt. He's also played Superman.
Okay.
And I believe it was Dawn of Justice.
Okay. So
But
he is basically Superman and The Witcher.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Now I did see breaking news in the movie front, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we're getting a remake of what I consider classic 80s, early 90s movie, RoboCop.
Yes. That is coming to Prime.
Yes, it is. Prime Video.
And once again, starring Henry Cavill.
Now, is that going to be overkill for this guy? Like, how do you feel about him getting all these roles?
You know what? I get exactly where you're coming from. And it's going to depend on the longevity of RoboCop. If he's going to keep going back and making the Terminators like Arnold, then yes, it's going to be overkill. If he focuses more on RoboCop as opposed to the Terminator franchise, great. If he focuses more on the Terminator franchise than RoboCop, great. If he's trying to oversaturate the market, then yeah, it's overkill.
And plus, what's going on with The Witcher? Like, is that show still continuing, or is that done now?
I believe it's continuing, but it's getting a new lead.
Okay, so he stepped out of that role to do this stuff.
Yeah, I believe. I don't know. I don't have the full confirmation on that yet.
Neither do I. I was just kind of, curious as to what the thoughts were there.
And again, keep in mind, people, this is all stuff that we are hearing that we're bringing to you.
Yeah.
So
it's not set in stone by no means.
Right.
But
so, I mean,
we can't ignore it.
No. So that's why we're here, and then we're going to spitball our ideas out. So we want to hear your thoughts.
For sure. I would love to hear some feedback. But the RoboCop idea, wow. It looks like it's got a whole new suit, whole new Yes,
Oh,
it's RoboCop, and you can tell it's RoboCop, but the suit obviously is designed for nowadays, not like it was in the 80s. And
oh,
go ahead.
okay. I don't know if you've seen this, but first of all, welcome, Andre.
I don't see that.
In the chat, Andre has left about 4 comments. First one saying comics in big, bold letters. Hello, gentlemen.
No, I don't
I
see
am
any of that.
excited to see a Gears of War show. I'll put
Oh,
it
there
up.
we go. I got it now. I had to refresh my chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andre.
We apologize. I was actually full screen. I just flipped back to check the chat. Hop in and join us, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I didn't. My thing would lagged out. My chat.
And Andre is just like me. Well, mine's actually hooked up in my room, but he has a VHS player sitting in a box in his basement. Good on you, man. You can never go wrong with the classics. As
I
I've shown Bubba, I have
yeah.
I have a copy of the Rat Pack Ocean's
Oh,
11.
that's yeah. That's epic. If I still like, I have a VHS, but I don't trust it. I just
Right.
nope. Um. So apparently, in 2024, there's another movie coming out starring your favorite guy, The Rock.
Okay.
Do you remember what movie it is?
I do. I do. And I have been hearing a lot about that. And I had seen pictures, and that would be based off of the PlayStation game
Yes.
God of War.
Yes. And this is an actual trailer that I'm looking at right now of said movie. Um, Now this is the kind of movie that I like to see him do.
Right.
Okay, because he is larger than life. He is a
Right.
big dude. He works out. He takes care of himself, and he's the only guy I know that could handle a sword or an axe that big,
Right.
like an actual, for the fight scenes and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, but I don't know if I'm gonna use my money to go see it or wait for it to come out.
Right.
To be
I'm
honest,
I'm probably more likely to wait for it to come out, but again, like I have a very hard time focusing on movies and staying awake through them.
yeah. Even if you're in the
So,
theater,
yeah.
you're at the theater and you're the dude that everyone's throwing peanuts at because you're snoring.
Yep. And
Uh,
I'm going to give you some notable movies that I fell asleep during. A
oh God,
good
here we go.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Never watched.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
How did you fall asleep through that one?
Too long, too drawn out.
Okay.
The third Christian Bale Batman.
You didn't.
3 times.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore, bro.
Even at home, it took me 6 attempts to watch Black Panther, the first one.
Really?
Yes. It took
Wow.
me 4 attempts to get through Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Holy.
It took me, I don't know how many times to get through the third Avengers movie.
Oh wow. Just give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching. If you feel free, pardon me, if you feel free, I can't talk today. Leave a comment. We're just kind of shooting the breeze of things that we've found online, like movies such as new Terminator that's coming, hopefully coming.
Yes.
The reboot Terminator movie with a very notable cast in it, which you can look up and find out. And RoboCop. It says RoboCop 2032. So I'm not sure if that's a reboot of the original, or if this is just a we're just starting a completely different storyline and everything for RoboCop.
I'm thinking 2032. It's going to be a new storyline, more future oriented.
It looks it, because his suit is very battle armor from like the games we've been playing, Gears of War.
Because if you go back, and I don't really remember much of the original RoboCop movies, but I believe they were set back in the years that they came out, so like 84, 85.
No, they weren't.
No?
No, it was basically they did a 2000. It was like RoboCop 2000, RoboCop 2020 kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of set in the future, but kind of not, because they mixed the 80s with floating cars and shit.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, wait.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Total Recall.
There you go. Yeah, it was Total Recall. But yeah, feel free to leave a comment. We're talking just about everything and anything today, because Twitch decided it didn't want to work. So Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing God of War in a new movie coming out in 2024.
Yes.
It has trailers. It has everything. I don't know why they're releasing it. 2024, I guess, is just next year, right? A month away. I forgot.
I do want to touch on as well, because apparently not only with this potential movie starring Batista for Gears of War,
yes,
but there is apparently a Netflix series, both live action and animated, coming, set in the Gears universe.
Whoa, that's gonna be cool. Oh, look who's here! Ryan Bowman's here. This man deserves to be on screen with us. 100%. He says, I fell asleep in the middle of The Empire Strikes Back. I was shocked when they woke me up and told me that Darth Vader actually was the baby dad. Oh my God. Leave it to Mr. Bowman to say something like that. Thank you for stopping by.
Ryan, thank you for stopping in. That is priceless. We love it, buddy.
That's great. The man is good with words.
He is.
His job. The guy knows what he's doing. Come on.
He does. He does.
That was funny. I'm reading it going, really, dude? He went there. Was the baby daddy. So speaking of wrestlers, I know it hasn't been that long since a certain Bray Wyatt has passed away.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if this is true. I'm not claiming it to be true. It is, I know for a fact, every wrestling fan's wish. If I could have one thing for Christmas, this is what I would wish for. I would wish for him to be headlining the 2024 Hall of Fame inductions. He needs to be the man to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. For everything he's done for wrestling, characters, storylines, saving careers. Like, if it wasn't for him, I don't know if certain people would still be in WWE.
Right. And I will agree with you to an extent.
Okay.
I mean, obviously his time was very, very limited.
Yes.
On this earth and in the industry. We know he took a lot of falls and took a lot of losses for other people, even though he may not necessarily have liked it.
Yes.
So I do wish that, he could have done a little bit more. And as much as I believe he is Hall of Fame worthy, I don't think he's worthy to headline. I agree with the concept.
Okay.
But I believe it's nepotism. I do believe that based on the location of WrestleMania this coming year, there is one man to go in. WrestleMania is being held in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
which was the birthplace of a certain company.
I'll say it, ECW.
Yes. So for me, there is one man that headlines this year's class. And yes,
Say it.
Mr. Bowman, just put it up there. Paul Heyman. There's my headliner for this year.
Okay. You know what? I can't disagree with that. Again, the things that guy has done for wrestling, I hate to say it, is a lot more than Bray Wyatt has. Um, yeah, Paul fucking Heyman for the inductions. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. Yeah, I never thought of that. I completely forgot where WrestleMania was even being held, to be honest.
Yeah. Mr. Bowman, I have a feeling the greatest Hall of Fame speech ever will be the night they put Vince in. I don't know that Vince wants to go in. Does he deserve it? Absolutely. 100%. He essentially created the industry.
Well,
taking it from his old man worked in the territories and worked with other promoters. So yes, as much as wrestling came around through carnivals as an attraction,
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Vince took it to that next level. He was the one that took it from wrestling to sports entertainment, creating things like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, creating the idea of a pay-per-view concept.
Yeah, that was all him, eh?
Yeah.
So here's my question: is his whole old man in the Hall of Fame as like a?
To be honest, I'm really not sure. Mr. Bowman, can you answer that for us?
Yeah.
But Ryan Bowman, one of the most influential people ever in the business as a manager, a promoter, and an influencer, he changed the pulse of everything. He did.
He did 100%.
We cannot.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
No.
Heyman should be remembered forever as someone who had no fear when it came to the status quo. You are correct, Ryan.
I couldn't put it better myself.
No, not even close to that, to be honest. By the way, while we have Ryan here, I can't speak for you, but I'm sure you have the same sentiment and the same feeling. That Ryan has a huge, not input, but like influence on our podcasting and stuff. Because I try to listen to what he says. Because I have him on Facebook and I text him every now and then and be like, "Hey, how you doing? This is what I'm thinking. This is what's going on. How should I handle blah blah blah?" And he'll give me his input.
Okay.
And I thank him for that. So what I would like to say before you say your piece, because I know you have something to say too. You have an open invite here, my friend. Anytime. I don't care what our show's about. If you want to come join us for said show up. We'll get you on camera. We'll get you to talk, whatever you want to talk about. I don't care.
Absolutely.
It's open invite.
Absolutely. I have only ever spoken with Mr. Bowman here and on the Raw Watch Along a couple of times.
Nice.
So I've never seen his face. I don't have him on Facebook. I know you're a big fan. Carl is a big fan.
Yes.
So,
well,
I know Ryan is part of another group where I have tried to start promoting the podcast, the Raw Watch Along, Turnbuckle Talk on social media. I've got to start getting the Boar's Nest out in there too. So
thanks, man. I know
thank you.
We appreciate that big time because you are a big part of our little community of podcasters, being Carl, Joe, myself, OMD. Like I know Carl and I look up to you. I know that for a fact because if it wasn't for Carl, I would never have met you.
Right.
So yeah, and I appreciate all your input and all your your professionalism when it comes to me having issues and things I need to work out on the show. You're just like, dude, like you said from day one, be yourself, have fun doing what you're doing, and it'll all work out. Look at us now. This guy and I, best friends, and loving what we're doing. It's great.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman.
Thank you. Appreciate that, buddy.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated.
So yeah, anytime, doors always open. Like I even said the same thing to Carl and anyone over at OLE. Anytime they want to jump in and hang out and watch this game or hang out and just shoot the breeze.
Yep.
Doors always open. Because again, if it wasn't for people like you and OLE and Turnbuckle Studios, we'd be doing this on our own by ourselves in the middle of nowhere, just doing it.
And probably lost.
We're always lost, dude. Let's not fool people. Let's not fool people. We're lost when it comes to our show.
So, but again, we do want to remind everybody to stay tuned at the top of the hour for #RRR Ring Respect Radio with our good friends Bobby Munson and Papa Smokes.
Great guys. Great guys. Awesome guys to just sit and listen to and just relax. Such a relaxing atmosphere in that show. So the other thing I found, and I have no idea if this is real or if this is just some kind of fan art, but Netflix says coming soon. And I don't know if we can see this. I'm going to unplug my phone because it won't reach. I don't even know if I'm allowed showing this. I don't care. Here we go. Because I'm into this kind of stuff. So we're going to see.
Yes.
Ninja Turtles. Okay, now, from what I understand, this is basically based off of what the movie they're trying to come out with, where it's one last Ninja Turtle alive, fighting crime, doing his thing for his family. So the way I get it is Master Splinter dies, Leonardo died, Donatello died, Mikey dead. The only one left is Raphael to live on and carry the honor of his brothers. So let's hope, because that's what the game. There's a new game, new movie,
right?
This TV show coming.
But the funny thing is that in the graphic novel and the comic series, it's actually Michelangelo.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, right? You can in the game you can pick any one of them.
Right.
In the movie, I hear that it is Mikey as well. But this one has Raphael.
Right.
So maybe they're just kind of doing a twist on it.
Right.
Give a different spin because the movie's doing Mikey. This game is everybody. You can pick whoever you want.
Right. Well, the one thing, and I'm going to bring this up because, it's just sort of one of those things that as I go back and I replay the entire history of it, right? You had Leonardo was sort of the de facto leader. You had Donatello, who was the brains of the operation.
Yeah, the nerd, yeah.
Even though Raphael and Mikey were, polar opposites in the fact that Raph wanted to just go and kick ass and Mikey wanted to sit back and eat pizza, they were probably the two closest to each other in terms of a brotherhood.
Yeah, if you watch the Ninja Turtle movies, like the newer ones, you really pick that up because they're always bickering. Like a couple brothers, they're bickering. But when it comes down to taking names and kicking ass, they were there with each other. Nobody could mess with them. Raph had Mikey, Mikey had Raph, and they would go and do what they needed to do. It was awesome. Right. Yeah, because you got Raphael, basically the brawn of the Ninja Turtles, and Mikey's just that laid back, hippie, pot smoking surfer dude.
Right.
That could care less about having to fight unless he absolutely had to.
Right. Now, I admit I have not seen the newest one, Mutant Mayhem or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I saw the original 3 movies that came out late 80s, early 90s.
I had them.
I saw the 2 before this new one. I guess they were CGI movies, and I can't
Yes.
remember what they were. There was TMNT and then Out of the Shadow or Out of the Shell or whatever it was.
Shadows. Yeah, Out of the Shadows.
And I've seen both of those.
I haven't seen the newest one yet, neither. Because it's supposed to have Bebop and Rocksteady in it, like actual Bebop and Rocksteady.
Right.
I heard. I think. So yeah, I haven't really seen it, but
Right. I do know in this newest one
yes,
that it is John Cena that is playing Rocksteady.
yes, yes. I remember that. That yeah, and he was all pumped about it.
Yeah, and in Out of the Shadows, it was Sheamus.
Yes, it was Sheamus. Yeah, because I remember that one. Because he again was like, "This is so cool, dude! I get to play a character that I grew up watching on cartoons."
Right?
You know, like, dude, they had cartoons in Ireland for real.
Right? I mean, we know now as we've grown up, like they had all of this stuff all over the world. But I mean, you know,
We didn't know that.
You never look at it as that because, you know, we're not that in tune with the other cultures at that age. Now, me.
Right. So I didn't mean to pop that up in front of you like that, but he's
no problem. Me, like I had, because my dad was a teacher, I've had the experience to travel the world.
Yes.
As a child. So, you know, but back when I was 3 and 10, I got to go and live in Australia.
That's still to this day, you tell me this, dude, and I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit, you did.
So, no.
But I believe you. Don't get me wrong. I believe you.
So I've gotten to experience lots of different places along those travels. Parrish, good to see you, brother.
What's up, brother?
So I've been to, you know, I mean, I'll count them this time from the time I was 3, when I was 3, which were Hawaii and California.
Oh, bro, come on. I had a dream about Hawaii the other day.
I'm not really. I don't remember a whole lot. I don't remember a whole lot from those, but I remember my dad telling me the first time when I was 3, when we went and we arrived in LA, we're staying at the hotel, and there's just all these like massive, monstrous, like 300-pound guys.
Yeah.
Well, don't we arrive in LA at Super Bowl time, and we're in the same hotel as the players?
Oh, no way, dude. That's awesome.
I'm 3 years old. I don't know what football is.
Well, you don't even, no, you have no clue what anything is at that point. You're just like, Dad, big guy.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, we're in Hawaii. Same damn thing because it was the Pro Bowl.
I was just going to say, I see where this is going.
You know, I got to experience a little bit of New Zealand. Now we call it Middle Earth.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
You know, again, I don't remember that. When I was 10, obviously, I still remember a little bit more, but that was 34 years ago, 35 years ago.
A few bumps on the head since then. I don't remember nothing, though.
But on that, right, on those trips, you know, I got to do Tahiti, Fiji, the Cook Islands. You know, we spent a week at Disney.
Wow.
You know, and actually, I've been places. And then, of course, now I do my concert traveling, my wrestling traveling, my sport traveling, if I can. And actually, it was funny. When I was 10 years old and we arrived in LA, we were staying at whatever hotel it was, just down the road from Anaheim Stadium.
Oh, dude, that'd have been epic.
This was back when they were the California Angels. Season's just about to start. Who's in town to open the season? How about a team from 8 hours south of us?
Toronto?
In the Blue Jays.
Oh, the Blue Jays. Dude, that'd have been epic.
Now, it was
Um,
the as much as I wanted to go, it was like, well, I can go to a Jays game or I can go to Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Don't even have to
Uh,
think about that one. I just want to go
um,
punch Donald Duck in the face.
so we spent we spent a week doing that, and then like I said, Fiji, Tahiti, the Cook
Yeah.
Islands. So I've gotten to experience all of these different cultures, and I had cartoons in Australia. Some were different, some were the same.
Did you have the Wiggles down there? Was that before your time? Obviously,
I
no.
believe that was well after my time. After
I mean, after your time. Yeah, sorry. My kid, dude, when she was like 2, 3, 4, obsessed with the Wiggles because she liked dancing and the music, right?
right,
Just a quick note: we have 5 people. If you guys want to interact with us, please do what Ryan and Chris are doing. Just leave a message there, and we will definitely get to it. And we will even do this for you, so when you're watching it later, everybody can see what you've said through the video, so they know that you've interacted with us. Now, see, when traveling for me when I was a kid consisted of going to Missouri to see family members because we
right,
had a cousin that was part of the Air Force, so we would go see him.
right.
My great aunt, his grandmother, lived down there. It was my dad's aunt. Um, the woman paid taxes, voted, and she wasn't an American citizen yet because she married a gentleman during World War II that was up here watching the steel plant and the locks.
Okay.
He was charged with guarding the locks, the ferries, everything that happened here. So she married this gentleman, moved into the States with him. At the age of 95, bro, this woman, with help of my dad, God bless his soul, got her American citizenship.
Nice.
And then went to visit the Queen of England because she had a private jet here and fly her back there.
Wow.
I was like, "You're best friends with the Queen?" She's like, "Oh yeah, we hang out all. She calls me all the time."
Wow.
And where are we living in this tiny little nugget of a place
Right.
called Canada? Like,
Right. I mean, believe it or not, the Queen has been here.
yes, she
She
has
was
stayed
here.
here. When she was younger, she stayed here. Give me 2 seconds, man. I got a phone call coming in. It's very important.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please keep interacting with us because Bubba is taking this very, very important call. I'm sure I know who it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder again, please stay tuned in about 5 minutes for Bobby Munson and Papa Smokes with triple R Ring Respect Radio. So again, yes, please keep up the interaction. Thank you, Ryan, for stopping by. Thank you, Parrish, for stopping in. Thank you, Andre, for stopping in. It's great to have you all here. Thank you for engaging with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. We'd love you to come and join us on a game if Twitch won't take a dump on us. So neither of us had our controllers tonight. We turned the Xbox off. I've actually had the Leafs game on in the background. Yes, Parrish, go ahead and rub it in. Yes, I'm watching the Leafs, but we're actually winning. But it's only after the second period, so who knows what's going to happen there. I mean, we had some good discussion, good talk, good conversation tonight. This is what it's about, guys. It's the interaction. We're not here to argue. We're not here to debate. We can express our opinions in a civil manner. But, ladies and gentlemen, with that, for Bubba Duke, I am OMD, and If Bubba has any final thoughts before we leave you here tonight, I will let him say those now. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully next week Twitch doesn't take a dump on us and we can be back here gaming. And if not, we'll be right back here for another frank, productive discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you all on the flip side.